Hello everybody, Domestic Fox here, and today I'm doing another knife review, and today I'll be reviewing this guy. This is the Lansky Sharpener, Responder Quick Action Knife. This is actually a pretty interesting knife that I found on Blade HQ just scrolling by, and I thought, why not? So I wanted to test it out, give my opinions on it, and one of the things I like to do is I like to find kind of like hidden gem knives. I want to find knives from different companies that nobody really talks about and see if I can find something that's actually surprisingly good, or just put some of these little bit more obscure companies on the map. That's one of the things I really want to do. Is I want to give everybody a shot, because there's a lot of good knives out there that get like that go under the radar because we're all talking about Spyderco or Benchmade and stuff like that. So a lot of these other companies don't really get the spotlight that they deserve for something that they've really put a lot of work into. But so that's why I want to talk about this guy right here, just to kind of give my opinion on it. But first of all, let's start off with the specs. In case if I didn't say that very clearly, this is the Lansky Responder Quick Action Knife. As you can see, that's the logo of the designer, and yeah, and there is company, Lansky Sharpeners. Yeah, I've never really used I've never used Lansky's sharpeners. So let me know in the comments if you use their sharpeners and if you like them, how they work, and just give me your opinions on this company, because I don't really know much about the company. So just be kind of cool to read. I love reading comments, even bad comments. They're kind of fun. Oh, I'm kind of skipping ahead here. It's supposed to go with measurement first. Hold on. Sorry about that. It's going with weight first. We're supposed to be doing measurement. Jumped the gun there. I like measuring first. It's my thing. Okay, the length on this guy. Overall length, we're coming in 7, a little over 7.5, unless of course you count this right here. Then yeah, if you don't count this, then 7.5. But of course we're gonna count that. I'm just being silly. It's coming in at 8. Overall length is like basically a little under 8 inches overall. So yeah, pretty interesting. The entire blade length on this guy, yeah, about 3.25, and your cutting edge is coming in just a little under 3.25. So that's not too bad, if you ask me. Weight on this guy. There we go. Let's get it out of its box. I like to keep it in there. Keep some of the dust off of it. Because seriously, a lot of dust. Alright, we are on ounces. Excuse me. 5.52 ounces. So, yeah. It's got some weight to it, but not too heavy. It's pretty cool. And size comparison. Time to do my size comparisons. Let's start off with the Pair 3 and the Tenacious. Pair 3, Spyderco Pair 3, and Spyderco Tenacious. Alright, this guy, yeah, he's just coming in just a little bit longer than the Pair 3. Handle length is practically the same, just the blade length is a little bit longer on this guy. And this one right here, yeah, just like that, right there. The handle is actually longer on this guy, where the blade is actually pretty much the same size. It's kind of interesting. Yeah. Very okay. Moving on. Got a little carried away there. Next up, CJRB Feldspar. CJRB Feldspar Small. Alright, yeah, as you can see, the Feldspar is kinda basically the same size, just because this one has kind of weird angles, so it's kind of interesting to do size comparisons on. But yeah, the Feldspar is pretty much the same size, but it's a lot thinner on that kind of way. But this guy is definitely smaller. Next up, got ourselves Benchmade Bug Out. The classy Benchmade Bug Out. All that fancy flash on it. And then the Benchmade Freak. Yep, so Bug Out is just a little bit shorter, but not too much actually. The Freak is pretty much the same size. So interesting. And then time to do my wacky size comparison that I like to do. Ooh, Shiza. I just smacked my camera right there. Alright, I think everything's all good. My apologies. See, that's why I need to get a better setup. There. Okay, jeez. Yeah. Okay. Cold Steel Espada. I hope you guys laughed at that. Got a good laugh at that. And then Cold Steel Espada XL. So, as we can see, the Espada is obviously bigger. Yeah. And this guy is just a tad bit longer by handle. But that's pretty much it, and that's usually the case with the medium Espada. Size comparisons completed. Now let's go with height. Put this guy in your pocket. This guy's going to be pretty high. Up against Pair 3 and Tenacious. So as you can see, it pretty much is rivaling the Tenacious on height. So yeah, put this guy in your pocket. It's going to be pretty high, especially up here. And that flipper tab is quite protruding. So if you compare it to down here, then it actually goes pretty high. So yeah, if you can see that, I don't want to block too much. So pretty much the same height as the Spyderco's, just in different areas. So take that as you will. I'm going to show you with the Bug Out. Show you how easy on the pocket the Bug Out is. There and right there. Yeah, not too much space being taken up with this guy. Now, width on this guy. There's my Pair 3. As you can see, this guy is pretty thick. Not crazy thick, but thicker than the Pair 3 because the liners are not countersunk into the scales. So, yeah. Let's put it up against Feldspar just to kind of give you an idea. Yeah, so still pretty thick. Not crazy, but, you know, thicker than those knives. Let's see, a knife with... Yeah, here's another knife that is kind of thick-ish, so nothing too crazy. Now let's do my blade thickness. Blade thickness on this guy. Got my calibers because I'm cool. Zeroed in. We're on inches. So blade thickness right up here. Let's do this part. Boom. See that? Lights are kind of weird. Yeah. 0.74 inches. And over here on a thinner location, we're at... I'm going to wipe that dust off. Maybe you might be able to see it. 0.13 right here. So yeah. Off. Next. Now, price on this guy. On Blade HQ, that's where I bought this. This is going to run you $15.95 for this guy. Just 15 bucks, and you get quite a bit of knife. Yeah. If you go to their website directly, Lansky Sharpeners, it's going to charge you. They're going to charge you $24.99 for this. Go to Knife Center. This is going to be $16.95. So Blade HQ is definitely the way to go for your best price. But last time I checked, it was out of stock. So you might have to go to Knife Center or Lansky themselves. But other way, not too bad of a price in my opinion. Just a little bit of cash, get yourself a pretty big knife. And now let's do the cutting test, and then I'll start rambling about my opinions on this guy. Cutting test. I use this guy quite a bit on cardboard and some paper. Nothing like too major. And I have put somewhat of my own edge on it. So I did sharpen it at one time. So, as you can see, it does cut. Not as crazy well as some of my other knives. And I'll get into that at a moment. After I show you. So yeah. So it is sharp. Now to give you my opinion on this knife. It's actually not a bad knife, you know, for the price point and what you get. You get I forgot to tell you about the steel. The steel on this guy is 9CR 18 MOV. On Blade HQ. They say 440 on Blade HQ, but right here it's actually 9CR 18 MOV. So I'm not sure if that's a mistake on Blade HQ's part or the upgrade of their steel, and Blade HQ has not updated their site. But yeah, so it's 9CR 18 MOV, and the handle scales are ballistic filled nylon, so you get nylon handles. They're actually plenty tough and pretty light and very actually comfortable in the hand. It doesn't feel too rough, and it feels like it has enough grippy texture to feel secure. So I do like that. It actually feels really well made, in my opinion. And yeah, I'll talk about some of the things I actually like about this knife. The action on it is not bad. It's a little sluggish. You kind of have to whip it pretty well. You can't just push it. It'll come out like that. So yeah, it's a little meh. You have to actually flick it downwards, put some effort into it. Right here, these are basically external pins. They can be used as thumb studs. I believe they are thumb studs. As you can see, they definitely look like thumb studs. But they're mostly just external pins. You can use them. They're not very comfortable to use, in my opinion. They're not properly line up with the pivot and the detent to really be used properly as thumb studs should. It should be down here if these are going to be thumb studs, but you know, you got your cutout hole, so it's all the way over here. And the way how this blade is angled, it's actually quite uncomfortable. You have to put your hand all the way back here, try to push these guys out of the way. See if I can get it. There we go. You gotta push it. Yeah, just the way how it's lined up with the detent, it's just not the best of deployment. And then you got this big flipper tab right here where you want to put your hand right here to get the best purchase on opening up these thumb studs. You end up kind of hitting yourself with that, and it's just unpleasant to feel. It's not going to hurt because it is in the proper area. You just feel it right there, and it's just unpleasant. In my opinion, I find it unpleasant. It's just unpleasant to use these. So don't use those. Use the flipper. And was it cut out right here? It works. You can put your hand in there and open it up. Still works. Still same deal. You're going to feel that on the back of your hand as you open it. And when you do that way, it's not really that big of a deal. Just right there, like that. You cannot flick it. I tried to flick it. It's pretty difficult. You can, but it's very sluggish. So you have to do wrist when you do that, and we all know what wrist is. And then when you deploy something, it's and then you can reverse flick it, but again, you need wrist. So maybe some lube and some loosening of the pivot maybe might help with the sluggish deployment. But otherwise, the flipper works just fine. And yeah, the blade is a drop point, which is actually really well designed. It looks really nice, like the stonewash finish here. With it looks what looks like to me actually hand rubbed satin. So that's actually really cool. That's what it looks like. I'm not sure if it is, but it looks like it's hand rubbed satin. And I like this wedge grind up here. That looks really cool. The ergonomics on this guy, very comfortable in the hand. Feels very good. I like the choils. The handle, the pocket clip doesn't feel like it gets in the way when you're holding it. You got nice, well-placed jimping right up here. Nice jimping back here, so that's really cool. Only problem I have with it is the flipper tab kind of sticks out a little bit too much in that first choil right here. It should have been rounded. If it was rounded right here, just a little bit cut away right here, it actually would be very comfortable for a long period of time. But since it's kind of blocky right here, you kind of feel that right there. It's pushing against my skin, and I can feel that. So for a long period of time, that's definitely going to end up being very uncomfortable right there. You can even see that it left kind of a dent right there. If you hold it like this, not as bad, but you can feel it on your knuckle when you hold it like this. And if you really want to like carry it like this, you will feel it right here. Not too bad. I might just be nitpicking, but I can feel it, and it should have just been a little bit cut out right here, a little bit more rounded. It's kind of blocky looking, but that's okay. Yeah, not too big of a deal, but I do feel it. And yeah, you have these screws right here, which will be taken out with a flathead, and then you will need a Torx to get the rest of this stuff out, pivot, but you don't have too much to worry about. I haven't taken this guy apart yet, probably will someday, and I'll probably do a disassembly, but you do have quite a bit of hardware. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So you do have 8 pieces of hardware to look to keep track of. It is reversible pocket clip, but only for tip down and tip up. Lefties, sorry lefties, but this is right hand only. So yeah, right hand only. Yeah. And one of the other things I wanted to point out with this knife is when I was using it, when I first got it out of the box, it was never really truly sharp. It had a decent edge on it, but it was never really truly sharp. So I sharpened it up, and it seemed like it only really cut paper. It only cut paper, sort of. It never really cut through cardboard very well. And I was wondering why. Well, it's very thick behind the edge. It's actually pretty thick. Not crazy thick, but it's pretty thick behind the edge. So that would cause some drag when cutting through cardboard. But that shouldn't really be that big of an issue. But I found out, looking really close at it, I'm not sure if you can see it on camera. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Can I get you to focus? Come on, camera. Focus for me. There you go. Oh, no. No. Yeah. You can see it right there. Bevels on this blade are way off. Yeah. So one side is sharpened very, like, it just corkscrews to the right. So one side is sharpened really high while the other side is sharpened pretty light, pretty low. So you have a bevel that is literally going like this. So that's going to affect edge geometry on this guy, and it's not going to be a performance cutter. So that was definitely a bad thing. I'm not sure if I just got a lemon or if they're all just, quick edge put on them, because I mean they're made in China. They're $15. Can I really complain? I mean, I'm going to, chuck out $15. You got yourself a Lansky sharpener. Just put your own edge on it. That's fine. 9CR blade steel. Whatever. So $15. Put your own edge on it, and it's good to go. This will be good for EDC tasks and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I can recommend this knife for someone who does not want to spend over $20 on a knife. I'll be like, yeah, you can go for this. You're going to be fine. You're going to get your cutting tasks done. Could I recommend this to somebody who's really looking for performance knives? No, not really. If you want something that's really, really crazy performance with on a budget, I would go for maybe a CJRB. Those are very nice, and you pay a little extra, but why not pay double the price for something really, good quality for the budget? But otherwise, $15. This is not bad. I'm actually pretty surprised on the quality of this guy. Um, for $15. And other things to note out for the surprising quality is all the chamfering they did here. All these corners are knocked down. There's nothing sharp on this guy. It does not hurt to put my finger in there. All this stuff. It's actually the fit and finish is actually surprisingly good for $15. The spine right here, not sharp. The inner spot of the blade cutout, not sharp in there. It does not hurt to put your finger in there and flick it open. You don't scrape your fingernail, get fingernail dust all in your knife trying to play with it. So that's actually really cool. I have some buck knives that they did not chamfer the spine or even the blade holes. So I put my finger in there and it hurts. You can feel it. It's sharp and it grinds the crap out of your nail. So yeah, so I actually do give them some praise for all the chamfering work that they did on this guy. All these nice cutouts and designs and stuff like that. It's actually not bad. So for 15 or so dollars, not bad at all. And yes, the liners are like that. I'm not sure if you can see in there. My lighting is a little poor. I need to get different lights, but it does have cutouts in the liners, so it does keep down on the weight. So that is cool. But I think that's all my 2 cents that I wanted to put in. I do like that the pocket clip right there. It's just a basic pocket clip, nothing too crazy, but it works. And I like that the pocket clip is recessed. The screw is not, but it sits low enough where it's not an issue. So that's cool. All right. Well, I think that'll be it for this review. Not a bad knife, actually. I'm surprised with the quality for the price point. Just all you need to do is just put your own edge on it. That's pretty much it. But whatever, right? And yeah, so I think that's it. Well, I thank you all so much for watching. I hope you like this video. If you like more knife and EC related content, check out my other videos. And remember to subscribe because I post every Saturday and every other Sunday. And there'll be more knives and more videos in the future. Thank you again for watching and have a fantastic day. Bye.